Right then guys, so we've so far got the door back on, the bonnet back on and the wing. Now we're going to look at popping the bumper on, and if we just have a quick look around we can see there's one thing missing. We need to get this headlamp in place. The eagle eye view will also notice that I haven't yet connected any of the wiring on the bonnet or on the wing. Don't know why, just my little quirk. When I collect the headlamp wiring, that prompts me to make sure everything else on the front of the car's connected as well. Just my little routine that I like to go through. And hopefully you'll notice that there's quite a lot of that. There's a lot of routine and process that we use for these jobs. Helps make sure we don't miss things, or greatly lessens the chance of us missing things if you can get yourself into that. So without waffling too much, let's see if we can get this clipped back in. Some of these are quite tricky to get, though, when the headlamp's fastened on, so I shall try, where possible, nice reassuring clip to get these popped in now, and then we can pop the headlamp on. There we go. Are we there? Yep. And there we go. And again, whilst we're doing this, sorry you can't see, obviously trying to make sure that we're not causing any damage to this freshly painted wing. There's a locating peg in there. Let's make sure that's in. Bolt hole lines up, bolt hole lines up, bolt hole lines up, and the wing looks like it fits against that headlamp quite nicely. So that's not going anywhere. Bolts are all ready to go as usual. Let's just pop a 10mm socket on there, clockwise for on, remember. Nice shiny bolt up top, the one that's seen and visible. Again, extension so we're not catching any of the paintwork on the wing or catching our knuckles. Depending on who you ask, either the knuckles or the paintwork's more important. I'm sure the panel beaters and MET guys think that the knuckles are more important, but the painters would much rather see us skin ourselves than scratch their lovely new paint. There we go. So, nipped, nipped, and nipped. A nice even gap. Does look a touch wide there. That's a different gap altogether. Which is it? Well, to be honest, is headlamp's wobbling, there's a few brackets missing, so we're not going to worry too much about that on this old demonstration vehicle. So, headlamp's connected, wires are connected. Remember when we did the disassemble we use a lighter, only if you're absolutely confident there's no fuel vapours anywhere. We can use a hot air gun, which is probably better, but for ease and speed, probably because I'm old as well, I like a lighter and it just works so nicely. And then let's have this clipped in there like so. Brilliant. So what's missing? This is a little clue. We've got the little foam backing pad from the indicator, or the side repeater we should call them. We'll poke that through. Grab the part that we need, and the nice little twisting mechanism locks in place whilst we're here. It's not sided, I don't think. We can just gently clip that in position, and again, now we're here without damaging any wires. We can slip this little foam pad in there nice and safe. And again, I'm just going to quickly check that. As you can see, we've got the side repeater blinking away quite nicely. Brilliant stuff. So, next job, let's have a look at replacing this bumper. Bumper's all ready to go. We can see there's some wires that we need to reconnect. Just be nice and careful we don't damage these edges of these wings, and again, it's always better if possible to have somebody, a colleague, to give you a hand. This situation, that's not possible. I'm on my own again. Now, there are ways of doing this if we're really careful. Could put the foam mats down to help, but I think if I kneel down nice and low, get my knee there so it won't let anything catch, and then just make sure that that lamp's clipped in. There's a nice reassuring clip. Also be careful not to catch the radiator, quite soft, those aluminium radiators with those little fins. Very easy to damage. And again, clip. And we'll just take it one side at a time, nice and careful. I'll offer this into place, there's a little clip in there holding it. And shuffle over to this side. There we go, nice and steady. And that's okay where it is, and really quickly, just whilst we're working, we can drop a screwdriver in that hole. That'll stop things from slipping and sliding once I go get the bolts. So we're going to offer this side up first. Wheel arch line is still out of the way. Clip in position. Sounded nice. Hand round the back. We could get our head in there and look, but with practice you learn to feel your way around. We're both feeling quite nice. Hand tight. I'll quickly nip round, do the other side, then we can get stuck in with the central parts. Okay, so we've done the same. This side's bolted up, and that means I can pull my little screwdriver out there that was temporarily holding that. Got our bolts for underneath. I'll quickly grab my ratchet, which I left down here. Again, nice and gentle, typically hand tight to start with. Whilst we're down here, I'll get a few turns on there. Brilliant. Right, so what we need to do now is put the little grills in there, these little grills here, but before we do that, if we remember, we had a bolt missing when we took these headlamps and this bumper off, so we'll address them now. I've got a shiny new replacement bolt there, so I'm pretty sure we'll need it. This one's a 12mm, the original. The new one will be a 13mm head, so I'll just have to do one and then the other, and that should, there we go, nicely from the back. Quickly wind that down. I'll just pop a finger around the back of that bolt and make sure it's not moving. I don't think it's going to need a ratchet on the back or a spanner on there. No, that's tightened up quite nicely. Like I say, I believe this one will be a 13. Well, I know it is because I've just got it to replace. 13 spanner just in case. And let's not forget a washer. Just help spread that load and increase grip. We get a larger surface area, equals more friction, and we grip better. Whilst we're here, I'm going to pop it under there just to lift that a touch. Doesn't need much, and that's tightened nicely. Brilliant stuff. Right. Now we can turn our attention to these. I may as well gently bring them both into view, along with the clips. And then we'll start with the obvious. Let's get these indicators clipped in. Nice reassuring clip in there. We have these tags on the bottom that we need to be really careful to locate, just feeling those locate and checking how this wiring, this cabling is running, and there we go, that's happy. Shuffle over, same with this side. Nice clip. Again, make sure we're happy with those at the bottom. Make sure everything's clear at the top. Clip, happy with that. Clip on one side. I should have primed that beforehand, but that should do, doesn't take long. And again, clip. Same with these. Make sure you're happy with how they're located. That clips it nice and easy. Little cable in the way there. That's fine. And then that's clipped in there, and we're on, we're good to go. I like to just go through in my mind to make sure that they're tight, underneath done, all the front's done. We know the wing's happy, same with the door. We can lower this bonnet. Now this will be the first time the bonnet's been closed with the bumper and the headlamp on, so I'm not going to drop, I'm going to gently lower it in place. I've got a nice gap there, reasonable gap there, could be improved, but again, we've seen this side's already had a lot of work before. There's nothing clashing. And all we'll be left to do now is the wheel arch liner, pop that in, screw it in position, and then we'll go around the front of the car, checking the side lights, headlamps, main beam, indicators, side repeaters and fog lamps. And it'd be a good idea as we've had the headlamp out to check the headlamp alignment. Hope that's been useful. Thank you.